Thanks very much for joining us. Well, we're here today to launch the Defence Strategic Review, which we'll be releasing an unclassified version of here today. And I'm joined, of course, by the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Defence, the Minister for Defence Industry and Minister for International Development in the Pacific, our Chief of the Defence Force and the Secretary of the Department of Defence. National Secretary is the most solemn responsibility of any Australian government. We confront the most challenging strategic circumstances since the Second World War, both in our region and indeed around the world. That's why we're investing in our capabilities and we're investing in our relationships to build a more secure Australia and a more stable and prosperous region. The scale and significance of the Defence Strategic Review and my government's response shows the strength of our determination to keep Australians safe. And I want to take the opportunity to thank Sir Angus Houston and Stephen Smith for their extraordinary work. This represents a document for today and tomorrow. It is the most significant work that's been done since the Second World War, looking in a comprehensive way at what is needed. It demonstrates that in a world where challenges to our national security are always evolving, we cannot fall back on old assumptions. We must build and strengthen our security by seeking to shape the future rather than waiting for the future to shape us. That's just as true for defence capability as it is for energy security, cybersecurity and indeed our economic security. And that's why the work we're undertaking as a result of this review fits together with everything that our government is doing to repair our supply chains, upgrade our energy grid, boost our cybersecurity systems and rebuild faith in our public institutions. The recommendations of this review will underpin our work bolstering relationships with our international partners and promoting peace, stability and prosperity in our region and our world. At its core, all of this is making Australia more self-reliant, more prepared and more secure in the years ahead. I thanked already Sir Angus Houston and Stephen Smith, but I also want to thank the CDF, the Department of Defence and our national security team. We have met for many, many hours at dozens of meetings over the National Security Committee over a long period of time, both to examine the interim reports that we received, but also to make sure that in the lead up to the budget that will of course be handed down in a little over 2 weeks, we've got this right. I'm confident that we have got this right, and I think this work is work that gives great credit to all those who've been involved with it. Tomorrow, of course, we will commemorate through Anzac Day all those men and women who serve in uniform to defend our nation, to defend our sovereignty and our freedom. We thank those who've done that in the past, but we also honour those men and women who serve us today, and we also, through this review, are planning for tomorrow and the future.